Hey y'all, welcome back to the Beam Season 4 Artist Interviews. We are here with one third of 47 by Crow, Cayne, who was the winner of the country charts this season, and it is super well deserved. How are you feeling today and up to this point?
Man, it's just an awesome, incredible opportunity to do this. I'm so thankful that y'all are doing this because it gives us an opportunity to use that um,
Right.
the funds to just further our musical career. Really enjoying it, and looking forward to what's to come too.
Yeah, so do you want to maybe touch on who are the other bandmates who made up 47 by Crow? How did that all come to be?
Sure. So actually, 47 Micro is myself, my brother Jacob, and our best friend Derek Barron. Us three make 47 Micro, and we actually started playing music together over 20 years ago in
Wow,
the
that's
church
awesome.
when we were youth, and so we've been playing music together on and off for 20 years. And this project 47 Micro came around. We have a buddy who won a local talent competition and realized he wanted to do music full time as much as he could, working with the bass here. And he's like, "Hey, I need a band. I know y'all are good." So he brought us on with him, and we were his band. And we played with him for about a year. And then he stepped back into leading worship at a church, and it left us without a lead singer. And so we said, "Hey guys, we're really enjoying doing this. We're going to keep doing this." So we kind of pivoted, took on the rest of the shows we had scheduled for that year. That's back in 2023, and we've been rocking it out, just a three piece ever since, and
Yeah.
playing a good amount of shows. Really loving what we do.
That's sweet. Yeah, yeah. I mean, and we can definitely feel that enjoyment of kind of the live performance. I feel like even just in the recordings of the songs, and especially if you kind of check out your socials and what's going on with you guys, it seems like live performance is a big part of it, and it always has been clearly because you were saying you grew up performing together, singing in the church, playing music in the church, and your music is heavily influenced by the Southern storytelling and all of that. So that's
Oh,
really
absolutely.
awesome. And it definitely is heard and seen and felt 100%. So maybe did you want to give a little bit of what kind of got you to this point personally, and maybe a little bit more background on your other bandmates and how life has kind of influenced you to be an artist and all of that?
Yeah. So funny enough, we don't have any. Me and my brother have no people in our immediate family that are musicians. We kind
Wow.
of picked that up ourselves. For me personally, I actually picked up music. Um, I had somebody tell me I could never play the guitar when I was about 14 years old.
Really?
He's like, "You won't be able to pick it up, whatever." Took it as a challenge, really.
Yeah.
And so my dad had a guitar my grandmother had picked up. He had traveled all around the world with it when he's in the Marine Corps. And he said, "Hey, you can go get out of the closet if you want to play around with it." I still have it,
Yeah.
and I mean, I'm 37, so I picked that up 23 years ago, and
That's
I still have that guitar in my closet. It stays in a case, and that's what I learned to play on. And then was playing with a couple buddies, heavily influenced by um, like I grew up with Three Doors Down and some more hard rock stuff. And then I had a buddy who was really into like Ben Harper and Dave Matthews. And I just got infatuated with that music world because it was so
yeah.
different than the rock scene I was a part of. And then, of course, just being from Georgia, we have such a stable of musicians from
Mhm.
Georgia. And funny enough, our name is actually from where we practice to the big house in Macon, Georgia, which is where the Allman Brothers lived and practiced and did all the. It's 47 miles exactly, so it's 47 by Crow. So that's where the
Okay.
name came from. Um, just huge influences with local music and just music I grew up listening to. And so that's where kind of my musical journey started. And my main instrument is bass guitar, and I sing vocals with Derek. and I actually learned to play the bass on an acoustic guitar that had 3 E strings on it. So I didn't
No
even have
way.
a bass guitar. I was 15 years old and didn't have the money to go buy instruments. So me and my
Wow.
buddies rigged up a old acoustic he had with 3 E strings, and that's how I learned to play the bass guitar.
You just kind of played
So
off of ear and what sounded right.
pretty much, and
Yeah.
and then that's where I got started. My brother Jacob, he's our drummer, and he always was getting in trouble for beating on his desk at school, and definitely the ADHD kid. Um,
Yeah. I
and he begged our parents year after year, like, please get me a drum set for Christmas. And we
yeah.
finally got him one, and he was terrible, terrible, and it was so funny because
No.
he wanted it so bad. And I just remember one time we were at uh, church, and he's like, I just feel like the Lord is going to let me learn to play drums. And I'm like, oh, yeah, good, dude. Go
Yeah.
for it. And went to a summer camp, come back, and no lie, it was like he just knew how to play. And he
Wow.
was just killing it, killing it.
Mhm.
I don't say it because he's my brother, but I've played with a lot of drummers over my 20 years, and
Mhm.
there's nobody I'd rather play with than my brother because he is like a human metronome. He is just all in,
Wow.
and he knows what the song needs and doesn't need. He knows when to vamp, when to fall out. It's crazy. And we joke, I can play every instrument but drums. And I was like, that's because my brother got every ounce of the drum
Yeah.
talent, but
Wow.
I can play everything else. But you put me behind a set of drums and it is a flop. And Derek is our lead singer. He plays both acoustic and electric, just depending. We do have a fourth guy that plays with us some. Just started playing with us. He plays acoustic, but Derek will change based on what's needed. He's been a musician. Was actually in a touring Christian band when he was in his 20s.
Wow.
Played all over the southeast. Played with some
Cool.
big names in the Christian community back in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Wow.
Um, and you know, he plays whatever, and he's been playing music kind of like me. Just picked up guitar one day, just wanted to. He listened to he comes from a family of musicians, so he just kind of picked it up out of like sitting around at his grandmother's and his cousins and uncles, and we're playing music. And he's like, I want to do that, and kind of picked that up. And he had a dream of making it big, and got married, had kids, and uh, settled down and kind of let that dream take a back
Mhm.
seat to family and stuff, and doesn't regret that at all. But that's actually the inspiration for our album.
Wow.
That's why it's named what it is, Busted Dreams. It's not that you can still follow your dreams,
Yes.
even even if they've taken back seat to life. They're still, Derek says, you can still live some version of that. It may not look what you wanted it to look like, or it may not be exactly how you planned it, but you still get to live out your dream, even if it's a little bit busted up, it's scuffed up. It doesn't look like it may not be
Yeah.
perfect, but it's some version of it. And that's where
Yeah.
our album title came from. And the title track, Busted Knuckles and Busted Dreams, is all about Derek's life, really, and just things he's heard and been told, and just getting to live out his dream of playing music. And while it's
Yeah.
not a full time, we're not out on the road touring, we do get to do what we love to do. We all love playing music, and that's what we get to do, and we enjoy it.
Yeah. Wow. No, that's really awesome, and it's definitely felt and seen, and like I said, I mean, throughout the performance and the recording, the passion and the, enjoyment of it, especially like you're saying, like, you kind of a lot of people expect it to happen before the stage of your life where you're either married or having a family or whatever, just the basic timeline expectations, but, as we see in you guys in these huge names like Jelly Roll, like that people are rewriting these stories, and it's really great to see, and I can't
Right.
wait to hear more about that in the album and the music you guys are gonna release as time goes along, and I think that's just one of the challenges, like you said, and I wanted to know actually about that, just kind of what are some of the challenges, especially from that aspect of kind of not going off the basic timeline and expectations that you face and
Well,
everything
you know, me and
that.
Derek had a conversation the other day. We're old dogs in a young man's game right now. It's just,
Mm,
you know, we're friends with a lot of the local bands here, and they're a lot younger than we are, and you can just see in how they're playing 2, 3 nights a week every week, and it's just like we can't do that. We all work 40 hours a week. You know, we all have families to support. Derek's kids are grown, but you know, I've got a 2 year old. My brother's got 3 kids, two
yeah.
of them under 10, and it's just
Wow.
like, you know, we can't go out and play multiple nights a week every week like some of these folks can. So it's really just making the most out of the opportunities we do have. That's why
Yeah.
we've kind of shifted gears a little bit. We're aiming for, we still do a lot of hometown shows because we like playing our local facilities and local venues.
Right.
But with our out of town stuff, we're trying to get into festivals, private events, things like that that are just maybe not as, you know, fast paced as what most people
Yeah.
play, but just more impact shows. There's more people there to see you and things like that. So that's kind of what we've been geared towards. Also, just in this season, we're actually starting to uh, produce some more music in the
Awesome.
writing stages. We've got 6, 7 songs written. Want to double that, and we're going to look at start to record some of that and just go
Wow.
through that process. And so just that's the good and the bad. You know, like
Yeah.
we don't have the ability to go out and do all these shows that other people are doing, but that also affords us time to really hone in to write, to get ready to record more music, to release
Totally.
that. And um, our biggest thing now, I think, we're trying to gear up more to be on socials more than we have in
Mhm.
the past, just because life's busy. But you know, we see the importance of that, and so we're
Yeah.
trying to shift gears and go that direction now.
Totally. Yeah. No, and all those live clips and all the content you can even get from all of that, it definitely just helps. I mean, it's a whole thing, but yeah, you gotta utilize the resources and you guys are clearly very passionate and hardworking. So it's like it's just a new different way to go about it. I feel like that is so possible, especially like I said, because you can feel how passionate you guys are like about all of it and hardworking. So it's just a new lens too. Like you're writing from this lens of having families and having kids and people are going to connect to that just like people who are parents aren't going to kind of relate to the younger artists as much anyways who are like
Right.
in their teens or early 20s, so it's like that is needed, and you guys, definitely show, like, that you're kind of here to enjoy it and stay as long as it's still enjoyable and touching and people enjoy being there. So, yeah, how is the beam, do you think, like, in spreading yourself in these different areas, like the beam helped to kind of progress your career forward a little bit as the band?
Well, I just think, you know, why, because, you know, I follow it. Derek laughed at me because I was following. I was like, here's how you do this on the bean. You know, like I really learned the process in season three,
Yeah.
um, and just was trying to tell. And I actually, I work in IT, so I created like a document that we can send people to tell them
Wow.
how to do this and that. And, um, but, you know, while the country chart, you know, I feel like the beam is expanding, you know, but obviously like the hip hop and the pop and those are
Mhm.
going to be your bigger genres because outside there's people who listen to country music everywhere, but I do feel like it's kind of, you know, in our area in the southeast, more so
Mhm.
in Texas and things like that, where pop is more. I don't get me wrong, countries listen like Brazil and all that are
Yeah,
our like Australia. Those are number two and number three outside the U.S. for us.
yeah,
So, but I do think the beam does expose us because when they see us up at the top of the top 50 chart with, you
totally.
know, with Giamatti and people like that who have huge followings out in LA. And, you know, they see, hey, well, who are these? Who's 47 by Crow at number four, number five, number six, you
Yeah,
know,
you guys were
with
up
some of these
there that
people. Yeah.
mhm,
So, I mean, and that's 2 seasons in a row we've been top five, top 10 easy, but, you know, we
yeah,
stayed in top five for most of the season until right there at the very end. So, I mean, it does give us some exposure to people who normally wouldn't hear our music and will maybe give us a listen. And, we've got some super fans that we don't know. So, I mean,
Yeah,
obviously it does work.
totally.
So, just creating more exposure for us is the biggest thing. I mean,
Yeah.
and I do like some of the challenges. I wish there were some more country challenges coming along. I see a lot of stuff for like pop and hip
Yeah,
hop. Like, man, come on, give some country guys some love because, you
totally.
know,
Hey,
but,
hey, we'll have to take notes and incorporate it because demand is there, and, it definitely yeah, it's definitely super helpful to be, like I always think of it as, like, you just have to show up in as many places as possible in front of as many people as possible because, like, you can these people who are performing stadiums, like, over and over, it's great, but it's like you can reach that many people on the internet in
yeah,
sometimes a day, and it's like, if you just keep spreading yourself, in all these different areas, then at some point, everyone's gonna start to realize, and it's all gonna just create the perfect, like, nuclear explosion and,
right. I mean,
amazing.
like you said, it's important to get yourself out in as many avenues as possible. Use all avenues available to get your name out there because you never know. Because I don't even know. I guess y'all found this because I hadn't heard of the beam before. I was reached out to and said, "Hey, you've been added to it." So it's kind of cool that y'all are doing this and y'all are out looking
Mm,
and finding and giving people an opportunity because it matters. Especially for small artists like us with a smaller following because we get dwarfed by, you know, these
yeah,
mega stars, and it's just like are these overnight sensations. Because I mean, like, you gotta think about just throwing some folks out. Um, we actually know Will Mosley. Like he's
yeah,
from a little town an hour from us. I don't know if you know Austin Snell.
yeah,
He lived 10 minutes from me.
no
He
way.
went to high school with my baby brother. So I mean,
Wow,
it's kind of like you see people like that blowing up. It's just like, what can
yeah,
happen?
it's
We're not in
crazy.
a place where we could probably capitalize on it now, but anything we can get to kind of get us like step up that stage. Like I'm not
Totally.
asking to play sold out stadiums right now. I'm just not in a place in life where I can go do that. But, it'd be cool to sell out a theater, you know,
Yeah,
within, an hour of us. That would be really cool.
and it's
To
just
get our
so
music played on multiple radio stations, that would be really cool.
yeah,
Just some smaller wins that people, I feel like people look at things and it's just like, hey, we want the biggest, like we want to play stadiums and stuff like that. I'm not gonna say that wouldn't be cool, but
yeah,
like you said, like I'll take the small wins. Small wins matter too, and I think a lot of people overlook the small steps that
totally.
lead to the big things.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense, and something like the beam definitely helps to just kind of, like, eh, put yourself out there, get exposed to new people like you were saying, and then if you win these prize pots, it just can go right back into the
Right.
music and moving forward and gaining momentum, and
I mean,
that
that's
brings you
definitely what we used it for. Season 3, we bought a sound system. We've been renting a
Yeah,
sound system to play bigger venues, and it didn't have a sound system. And we wound up going to the guy we were renting from, like, hey, we want to purchase this,
yeah,
and he gave us a really great deal on it, and that's our main sound system now. And so future ones like we need a trailer, we need you know just miscellaneous stuff. We're always needing cables, strings.
yeah,
We have a guy that works on all of our instruments. We can use that money towards that where it's not coming out of our
totally.
own pockets. So,
That's sweet. I mean, are you working on music right now? Like, what's that process like?
yeah, we're
Yeah,
actually, so Derek's our main writer. So Derek, and he comes to me quite a bit because I help with some music sometimes with the music side of it. But I'm also learning to produce currently, just to
nice.
save us some of that money. We've got a guy that produced our album for us, and we may still use him for mixing and mastering. But as far as producing, I've got all the studio equipment to do it. It's just learning
Mm,
how to do it, just to kind of save some money where we can. Like
right.
we, it's not cheap to produce.
Definitely not.
Now we don't pay what somebody in Nashville pays, and I feel like our product is great. I put our music up
Right.
against some stuff coming out of Nashville. Like I feel like our music could fit right in with that. You never know it. That wasn't produced in Nashville, but but even at what we pay, it's a financial investment to do something, especially when you're talking, an album is 10, 12 songs,
Totally.
you know, and you're looking anywhere from 1,000. We got quoted $1,000 a song, and we had one place quote us 10,000 a song. So it's like you're talking. I mean, you're talking six figures in a place like that, and it's just
Yeah.
like,
I mean, it's
and
insane. So,
yeah, for
and how
somebody
like
with less than 1,000 monthly listeners, it's hard to say, hey, we're going to invest that much. It's hard to invest $1,000 a song when you
yeah,
got 12 songs. So I mean, so just learning some of that to kind of ease that financial burden so that we can continue to do what we love and to make music and that because that's ultimately what we're about. We want to bring
totally.
the music we write and give it to people so that people have something to connect to that they might not have had to connect to. We strive to be authentic people. Um,
Right.
we want you to understand and to feel and know exactly what we're talking about when we put these songs out.
Yeah. Is that kinda what you want people to feel with your song that won season 4?
Yeah, and that's actually written from a personal experience, so it's not, I was like that's real. That's come from
Yeah. If
um
you wanna tell people the title and a little bit of the backstory of what the song might be about as much as you wanna
Sure.
tell
So season four
the
song was
process.
100 proof. And some people may get that, some people not.
Yeah.
But proof is how they rate alcohols. Whiskey is the one we're talking about. Most of your whiskey is 90 proof, but there's some stronger. 100 proof is the other most common, and so it's just about a relationship that goes bad, and you keep wanting to come back and you get burned over and over, and in the line of you burnt me like 100 proof whiskey because it does burn when you drink it. And
Right.
it's just you keep coming back to this toxic relationship
Yeah.
when you'd be better off not, but it's just from a place of comfortability and things like that that just draws you back in. So
Right.
that's where it comes from. It's kind of some of the
Yeah, and that's
story.
relatable to people, and whoever it relates to is your audience, and, I
Right.
f so many people out there who will relate to all that stuff, and clearly because you're getting the votes, the people are you're making your way up on the Beam charts and, of course, just taking steps forward as a band, and, all you can do is just hope it resonates with one person, and another person,
Right.
and
Well, if it
flip it.
resonates with one person, then we've done our job.
Yeah.
Ultimately, like we've written something that somebody who has never heard a song like that can say, you know what, I know exactly what that feels like. I've
Yeah.
been there. And that's the thing. We try to write from real life situations. Anybody can say, you know what, I know exactly what that feels like. I've had a bad breakup. I've had,
Mhm.
you know, this or that. I've had a dream that didn't come true. And
Yeah.
so things like that is where we come from and what we want to, portray to people and so that they can connect on a level they might not connect with normally.
Totally. I mean, we can feel it, and, I'm sure you guys will keep bringing that into your music and onto the beam hopefully next season in season 5. What are some maybe teasers? What songs are you thinking? Maybe as much as you wanna give and what you wanna feel and, want people to feel with your music that you're gonna be putting on season 5 of the beam?
Yeah, we've got a couple songs. We toss back and forth. We've got one that's got a little bit more of a rock edge. It's just kind of an ode to like some of mine and my brother's musical influences, a little harder.
Sick.
I'd put it probably with like a Brantley Gilbert, Jason Aldean style
Yeah.
rock edge.
Wow.
And then we've got another one that's really popular. We have some people who barrel race close to us love the song. Is actually one of our only songs that gets somewhat
No way.
frequent radio play. So, it's about a barrel racer, and we
Yeah.
thought about, and it's kind of a more upbeat. We want to go with a more upbeat one this season, I think, because 100
Sweet.
Proof was kind of like a
A little bit more,
not
like,
not not a not a low
introspective.
song, but it's more like a ballad kind of deal. We
Yeah.
want something kind of like punchy in your face, ready to roll, just kind of show the chops a little bit. So.
Yeah. Hey, I was still ready to roll with 100 proof. I was definitely feeling it. So, and I think a lot of people were.
Yeah, it got way more votes than Season 3 did, as so I can see season 5 us continuing to climb
Yeah,
up. I'd like to see us break, the 100 vote mark this
yeah,
season. That would be awesome to see.
sweet. So you're juggling between a couple for
Juggling
season
between
5.
a couple. We
Yeah,
got a couple.
we'll be
And
looking out
so
for.
yeah, so we're ready. Hopefully season
Awesome.
5 starts in the next couple weeks, I would hope, and
Yes.
we're gonna be ready to go.
Sweet. We'll be looking out. Everyone's gonna be looking out for it, and I'm excited as well as everyone else.
Hey, we're
And
excited too. We're ready to get back to it.
yeah, yeah, it's definitely just another step forward in kind of following your dreams and making that all a reality. And you
That's
guys
it,
are
man.
doing it. We can feel the passion and the love just kind of for the music and the authenticity and um yeah, it's really amazing. So we're gonna be cheering you on, and we can't wait to see what you're gonna be doing next in your career and life, and especially on the beam. So we
Man, I
appreciate
can't I can't I can't tell you how much we appreciate what y'all do with the beam and you and our guys we talk with and behind the scenes too. A lot of people don't realize how much goes into something like
Mhm.
this. So we appreciate. I think I can speak for me and the other two guys when I say we appreciate all that you do because
Yeah,
it has made an impact on us as well.
yeah, and that's all we can all hope for. I feel like in general, especially in the music industry, is that somebody feels passionate about what you're doing and you feel passionate enough about what you're doing to be able to um, open up and trust some other people to help kind of bring each other up and get each other out there and make those dreams a reality totally.
Right.
So
I mean, that's ultimately at the end of the day, that's what we want. Music is such a cutthroat business, and at the end of the
yeah,
day, we don't want to be people like that. We want to uplift, other bands. There's room at the table for all of us. So if
yeah,
people would realize that and start acting that way, I think the music scene as a whole would be a better environment to be in.
totally. And you guys are doing it all genuinely, and it's definitely felt. So we're cheering on for you guys and everything you do, and we can't wait to see what you're going to be doing next. So
I
we'll
appreciate
be
it.
looking out for everything season 5 in the beam, and um, yeah, we're excited.